If you're thinking about moving to Stoney Creek, you need to watch this video before regretting moving here. As at the end of the day, Stoney Creek is a great option for a wide variety of different families. However, if you choose the wrong neighborhood and are expecting one thing, but get a completely different thing, you could absolutely hate your time living in Stoney Creek. So I thought in this video here, I'd create the ultimate buyer's guide of looking about exactly where you need to know to relocate when moving to Stoney Creek. So we're going to be covering the different neighborhoods, the pros and cons, the shopping options, the major transportation systems you're going to be taking on a regular basis and enjoying when living in Stoney Creek. So let's just jump on into it. So before we start going over the different neighborhoods of Stoney Creek and what you can expect with each of them, let's first just talk about where Stoney Creek is in Hamilton. So you got Hamilton is all over here. Stoney Creek is on the easternmost side of Hamilton, and it really runs, I like to create it along the Red Hill Valley as it's a nice easy divide. Kind of goes along this way. It really includes this area right here. Most of the residential real estate that you're going to be finding is in this pocket here. Now there's a few different neighborhoods we'll take a look at in a moment, but first thing you want to know is Stoney Creek is really divided into like two major sections. You got on the mountain and off the mountain. So if we actually go here, click this button right here so I can show the different layers. You'll notice first and foremost is that you got the Niagara Escarpment running along this edge here. So as you can see, probably like 70%, 60% of Stoney Creek is below the mountain, and then about the newest area is Stoney Creek on the mountain, which we'll talk about, is on the mountain as the name implies. And there's going to be really two major choke points to get up there. You got Centennial right here, as well as the Red Hill Valley right here. Now, if we start with the most established, the community I know a lot of families like to move to because of the great shopping options, because of the great real estate opportunities. These area here is central Stoney Creek, really downtown Stoney Creek, and it's along this street right here. Kind of gets tucked into the escarpment area and then kind of cuts along this area right here. Now, in this area here, what you're going to find is a lot of opportunities to choose from when you're looking to buy a home, regardless if it's detached home, regardless if it's a townhome, regardless if it's a condo, as about 25-30% of the real estate total sold in Stoney Creek will be sold within this community here. Now, the majority of detached homes you're going to find here are really going to be built in that neighborhood in the 60s, 70s, 80s. Therefore, you're going to get larger lots that offer a great ample opportunity to just endure your outdoor private space. But then also within each one of the neighborhoods here, you're going to find a wide variety of these smaller parks, usually one central park per kind of neighborhood as you see here. And then what's great is if you're living like the Cherry Heights neighborhood or anything really along this area right here, you're going to be tucked into the Niagara Escarpment. I know so many buyers love just the nature and the feel of it. Plus, when you're on the Niagara Escarpment, you're going to get great hiking paths to explore, including the rail trail, giving you basically just an endless trail that you can go in one direction. Either way, it really doesn't matter to your heart's content until you really have to turn around that you've said that's long enough to bike or run back. Now, when you're living in Stoney Creek, especially central Stoney Creek, but just in general, the major highway is going to be right here. Is the Queen Elizabeth Parkway, or Expressway, excuse me, right here. And you can easily get access to it if you're living here. Now, if you are going to be moving further away, like in Stoney Creek on the mountain, it's definitely going to add some extra minutes to your commute time. Same with if you're to go further out east in Winona, which we'll talk on in just a moment. Now, just in general, when you're talking about like commuting to the rest of the GTA from Stoney Creek, a couple things you want to note. First things first is you got the Hamilton Skyway right here, which will cause a bit of bottlenecks. You'll probably notice most of the bottleneck around this area right here, just as you're going over the bridge. And then once you go over the bridge, the next bottleneck that you'll really notice will be where the QEW, so the QEW is right here, and the 403 is right here. So as you merge, just naturally, you're going to have a big congestion in this area here. So something to keep in mind if you're thinking about commuting on a regular basis to Toronto, Mississauga, Burlington, Oakville, anything along those lines there. Because when you come in here, you can easily get access to Central Stoney Creek. Like once you get over the Skyway, it's pretty easy sailing if you're going to hit Central Stoney Creek. However, if you were to keep going like this way further, you'll notice a bit more backup around the Queen Elizabeth Way to get to the Winona neighborhood, which we'll talk on in just a moment. But the other bottleneck you might face if you're commuting to work and you're living in Stoney Creek in the mountain, well, depending on the traffic, I mean, you got the Red Hill Valley here. It's got a lot of great options in the sense that you can really get off the major road, hop on the highway immediately, but that also means a lot of other people also hop on the highway immediately, causing that bottleneck around the Red Hill Valley here, as this is going to be the feeder road for a lot of people also living on the mountain, as well as Stoney Creek on the mountain. Then this area here, it doesn't get as congested, I find, as the Red Hill Valley, but you got Centennial Parkway right along this area here, giving you another easy access to Stoney Creek on the mountain. Now, when you're leaving back, if we go back, zoom into central Stoney Creek here, like I mentioned, you're going to have a wide variety of different real estate to choose from detached homes to townhomes, to condos to choose from. However, you'll also find some great shopping options, perhaps the best shopping options, if not the best, the second best. I would say probably the best though. Shopping options to choose from within Stoney Creek. Got Eastgate Square Mall right here, the only mall within Stoney Creek, giving you great opportunities to go in, get all your shopping done as well. You got kind of downtown Stoney Creek and on King Street, you can find a lot of great restaurants. You got Main Street right here as well, or Regional Road 8, depending on what you want to call it, that offers a lot of great condo buildings, but as well as a large plazas. If we just zoom in just to show you the different shopping centers that offers. If we go along Gray Street right here, you're going to find a brand new condo building that I definitely know some of my friends and family absolutely love living in. And you're just literally within walking distance from basically all the amenities you need. You got Freshco, you got Loblaws, you got a burrito place, Starbucks, LCBO, Stacked Pancake House, a Dollarama. But if you could continue down this road here, you can just see all the variety of different shopping centers to choose from. Here's another large shopping center that you can choose from that's right across from Eastgate Square Mall right here as well. Now, what you'll note, like especially in central Stoney Creek, you'll get all these like smaller communities. You definitely do get a nice little park right in this area here with Green Acres Park. However, you'll really just find these smaller parks in the neighborhoods. Now, if you're looking for a bigger park, maybe right by the water, the park you need to go check out, and actually Hamilton has just recently done a lot of renovations, adding a lot more pickleball courts, adding a few extra activities for kids to enjoy too, is Confederation Park, which is right along here. I consider this part of central Stoney Creek, also part of our next neighborhood we'll talk about at Stoney Creek, which is Stoney Creek Lakeside. And essentially what that neighborhood here is, North Stoney Creek, which offers a lot of great condos and townhome options to choose from, is Confederation Park. And here you're going to find a lot of great activities to choose from, as well as the upgrades that have recently happened, as you also have Wild Waterworks right on this side here, a nice outdoor water park for your kids to enjoy. And you got Adventure Village over here, giving a lot of great activities from batting cages to mini golf, to bumper cars, and more. But if we kind of move over and just go a little bit east, we have North Stoney Creek, sometimes referred to as Stoney Creek Lakeside, and it's anything just north of the QEW. Of course, you got Lake Ontario with that big blue body of water right here. Kind of goes along a little bit more this way, but it's kind of cut off and goes this way here. Now, in this community here, where you're going to find the majority of real estate is going to be those townhome and condo options to choose from. You can find a few detached homes, but not nearly as many as the other ones. It's just the original ones that they were developed before the rest of the development of the condos and townhomes came in. Now, this neighborhood is great if you're looking to get easy access. You've got some great walking trails to enjoy Lake Ontario. But one of the downsides about living in this community here is it's primarily residential, so it's not going to be as walkable. Like, that's one of the benefits I definitely forgot to mention about living in central Stoney Creek, is you definitely get the best walkability within this community here. You also get the best public transit options. You're going to have a lot of massive transit hub along this road right here, Highway Regional Road 8, but as well as in Eastgate Square. Here, you're not going to have as many to choose from. Good news is, though, if you're not going to rely on public transit, but rely rather on your personal car, you will find you get quite easy access to the QEW, as it's literally like you pop out of your neighborhood and you're right on the highway, which I know as someone that drives all the time is something that's absolutely critical for me getting around. Now, as for like the parks and availability of here, as you see, not going to be many more parks. Like, you can find those little beach parks and public community areas on the lakefront, but really Confederation Park, or you're going to be going out to these areas here to enjoy the other parks available to you. Then the next area in Stoney Creek is Winona. Now, I really like Winona myself. If you're looking like in Burlington, Waterdown, and you're looking for another community that's kind of similar to that there, Winona, I'd say, is going to see a lot of growth in the recent years. Actually, it's already seen a lot of growth, so it's not even like a subjective statement, but it's a true statement. It's only going to continue from here. Now, here you got some great options to choose from. First and foremost, you got North Winona right here. A lot of this was developed in the early 2000s, so it's got some great detached home options to choose from. Not going to find any condos in Winona. But lots of great detached home options here, really built in the early 2000s, maybe a little bit in the 90s as well. Then over in this area right here, where you're going to find is two sections. You're going to find those original detached homes that made up the community of Winona in general. Great options to choose from that offer really a large lot, but you'll also find a lot of newer development areas here as well, with those detached homes and townhomes being finished up. And then what I think really has made Winona like the place, if you're thinking about living there recently, is they've actually just finished right along the QEW here. They've recently finished this massive plaza. As you can see, you got the Costco, which everybody loves. You got what else? You got Metro, you got Pita Pig, you got the LCBO, you got the beer store, Turtle Jacks, and a few more. But then if you want to kind of come in to Winona a little bit more, you'll have this area right here. This is where they'll host the Winona Peach Festival. If you watch my channel, you've heard me talk about it. It's a great time. Local festival, as this area, just like the Niagara region in general, including Winona, it's like, you go out this way, you get the really fertile ground. So great wineries as well to choose from just a short distance away. Great local produce, so strawberries, peaches, plums, apples, whatever you name it. They probably got a farm close by. And the Winona Peach Festival kind of brings it all together for people to have a great time, like a festival or a little carnival coming around. Also in Winona, it's got a special place in my heart. You got Memphis Fire Barbecue Company. I have not found a better barbecue place to enjoy. It was on You Gotta Eat Here Canada. Great option as well. And overall, like, you get that kind of small town feel slash up and coming city with Winona. It's really nice if you are considering some cities like what I was talking about, Waterdown, Burlington, as well as another option. A little bit more affordable. Now, downside is you are going to be a bit further out, right, because the QEW is right here. So you are going to just need to add another 5-10 minutes extra to your commute time there as well. Now, when you're living in Winona, I almost forgot to mention it, is you got 50 Point Conservation Area. Now, this is probably the largest park within Stoney Creek, right on the water here. And it's really got, you got a little marina, as you kind of see here. You can walk around. This park's actually known for like its bird watching, with all the migrating birds that come here. They'll stop here, spend a day. As you see, got lots of campsites if you want a staycation as well. You got the little boat marina right here, and then in my opinion, you have the beach, the best beach in Hamilton, 50 Point Conservation Beach right here as well. So as you can see, really got those detached home options built into the early 2000s right here. You got some of those older ones that are really along the water that have that great options to choose from if you're looking for a bit more green space close to the water. Now, kind of zoom out here. One of the things that you're going to also notice, if we just look at the map now in general, is kind of along the QEW. You got this corridor here of light manufacturing. So a lot of this here is like warehousing, or it's very light manufacturing. So if you want to be further away from that, would definitely recommend getting closer to the Niagara Escarpment rather than being right up against it. Now, with that said, the further you go away from it and the closer you go to the Niagara Escarpment, typically the more expensive the real estate is as well. Now, the next area, you're not going to see a lot of real estate from, but I like to mention it, is Fruitland, which is in, if we go back to our regular map, is right here. And Fruitland is really like, it includes that there, but really it's like this. This is also Stoney Creek on the mountain. You go up here. What happened? There's my little marker. All the way over here. And it's like all of this area right here, right? So you got the Niagara Escarpment, to give you an idea, running along. Basically, Ridge Road is essentially the Niagara Escarpment. So down here you got Fruitland, and you got Stoney Creek on the mountain here. Two rural cities, or rural communities, I'd say, not even a city because it's so small. Not a lot of detached home options to choose from, even though that is the only type of real estate you're going to be finding throughout this community here. As you can see, a lot of it's just farm field to enjoy. Now, with that said, you do got some great options that are just a short drive away for shopping if you are looking for that more rural lifestyle. Now, the next area that I know some of my families love to consider is Stoney Creek on the mountain. Now, this area here was really developed in two time periods. You got the more established neighborhoods for just like a rough sketch. It's kind of like in this area right here. Oh, that's the wrong color for this kind of map. This area here, I mean, 90s, 80s is when a lot of it was built. However, we're also seeing a lot of great development in like the Lecky Park neighborhood. A few over here, like where the Red Hill Valley comes off, you can actually see like they haven't even, when they did this Google Earth map or whatever photo is, like this has now been all finished being developed. So you got a lot of townhome options here, like the Soho, Times Square, 30 Times Square. I know a lot of my buyers that are looking to move to Stoney Creek, like that area there. It's decently affordable for a brand new townhome. And when you're living on Stoney Creek in the mountain, right? Like, so we already covered, you got the Red Hill Valley right here taking you to the QEW, and the rest of the ways out east or west, depending on which direction you go with the QEW after you connect. But also in this area here, what's great is you do get easy access to the Lincoln Alexander Parkway, taking you to the rest of the Hamilton Mountain as well. And you got Rymal Road right here, which tends now to get way more backed up than it used to, just because of the amount of development that's going on over in the western and eastern part of Hamilton. And even for that matter, in this area right here, you're also seeing some new townhomes being built or have just been finished in the last 5-10 years as well. Now, when you're looking for shopping options in Stoney Creek on the Mountain, you got really two major areas you're going to be looking at. First area is this area here, right kind of where the Red Hill Valley turns into the Lincoln Alexander Parkway. Here, as you can see, you got basically anything you need. You got the Cineplex, a variety of different restaurants. You got the Home Hardware, or Home Depot, excuse me, Best Buy, PetSmart, Indigo, a Starbucks, and more restaurants to choose from. I think there's a Dollarama over here as well. But then if you go to the other area, you'll notice is this area right here along Rymal and Upper Centennial, giving you that Walmart, Fortino's. There's a Canadian Tire over here. There's a Winners, Dollar Tree, and more shopping options. So those are really the major shopping centers. Like with like downtown Stoney Creek, you'll notice a lot more like local business that are like smaller plazas, where like the newer development areas tend to have those larger shopping centers that you're gonna have to drive to or walk a little bit further to. But I know a lot of people that like that option as well, because then you just park and you get all the shopping done in that one plaza. Now, one of the advantages I think about living in Stoney Creek on the Mountain is if you are going to be out and about trying to enjoy the great outdoors that Hamilton has to offer you, Stoney Creek on the Mountain could give you some great hiking paths to choose from. You got like the Lower King Forest and the Upper King Forest right here, giving you many different walking trails. Like most notably would be you'd walk to Albion Falls or Buttermilk Falls, two great iconic waterfalls within Hamilton. And then on the opposite side right here, you got the Devil's Punch Bowl, giving you amazing views of both just the rest of Stoney Creek, rest of Hamilton, Lake Ontario, but also the waterfalls that are located there as well. Now, I'd be remiss to say that you also you do have the Starlight Drive-In movie theater, perfect to go catch a flick under the starry night, that I know is a lot of fun. Me and my girlfriend like to go out and enjoy that as well. But other than that, you got like the Heritage Green Sports Park, giving you a variety of different sports field. Like even going into like the little bit into like the Hamilton Mountain, you got the Mohawk Sports Park as well, giving you more. You got Irmo's Conservation Area. So as you can see, like if you're looking for the outdoors, this might be the area for you. You got also, I forgot to mention, you got a dog park area on the Heritage Green Sports Park. And you're going to see some more development of some newer communities kind of right on the edge of the Upper Centennial Parkway, giving you another great option for those newer townhomes, newer detached homes that I know so many people love. So really that breaks down the different communities of Stoney Creek. Now, if you are interested in getting a more detailed analysis based on your search criteria, where we can jump on a call and really go over your questions that you have, what real estate would best fit you, what best neighborhoods are right for you and your family. After we have a bit of a conversation, send me a message today to book a call with me and my team to go over your free real estate relocation call, really just diving into a deeper analysis, going over really the map search, some real estate activities, and more. So you can send us a message today for that. Other than that, the next video I'd recommend you go check out if you're thinking about moving to Hamilton and want to learn another community that might be right for you is my video going over the pros and cons of Waterfront. So you can find that video right here. Other than that, I hope you have a great day.